Yo, what is up guys? So you know how every year there seems to be that boat of players that get snubbed from the All-Star game for one reason or another. All-Star caliber players who just don't make the team. This year will be no exception, and I already have an idea of the players that will be getting snubbed this year. This won't be a regular list type of video where throughout the video you find out the list. No, I'm just gonna give them to you right now. Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, Andrew Wiggins, and CJ McCollum. Now that you guys know the names, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna talk about why they're gonna be snubbed as well as why they should make the team. You look at Kemba Walker, yo, he's having a fantastic season. He's averaging like 26 points per game. It's easily one of the best point guards in the league, let alone in the East. I mean, it was the same thing last year. You know what's funny? His backup last year, Jeremy Lin, got more votes than Kemba Walker. His backup, Jeremy Lin, got more votes than Kemba Walker. That is so disrespectful. I'm sure it was like the Asian American culture in the United States wanted to see Jeremy Lin in the All-Star game. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it also has to do with Kemba Walker playing in a small town, which you can obviously see both Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lin both played in Charlotte last year. Jeremy Lin, he's an exception. Playing in a small town like Charlotte, you're not going to draw as much attention, which I'm not expecting any of these players to start the All-Star game, by the way. It's going to come down to the coach's decision, which is why I really think these players should make the All-Star team this year, but I do feel like they're still going to get snubbed as well, because the coaches still have to pick names that people want to see. Names that the average NBA fan can know, not like people most likely watching this channel. People who see the advertisements, people who see the players on the posters in like the stores, people who see like the Stephen Curry, James Harden, LeBron James. Those are the players that people want to see. The average person doesn't know too much about Kemba Walker, or CJ McCollum, or Gordon Hayward, or even Andrew Wiggins. Yo, Andrew Wiggins is a beast. I watched that 47-point game against the Lakers a few nights ago, and by the way, D'Angelo Russell, you said that anyone in this league could score 47 points if they're going to the free throw line like he did. Well, the reason he was going to the free throw line like he was is because you couldn't stop him. He came out aggressive early, set the tone, you couldn't stop him, so he got rewarded with some calls. Sure, some of them are pretty questionable calls, but if you come out as aggressive as he was, that's what the refs are gonna do. Anyways, back on topic, Andrew Wiggins gets overlooked a lot by even us NBA fans. When talking about the future of the league, you look at people like Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, Kristaps Porzingis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, but people rarely mention Andrew Wiggins. And look, this is his third year in the league, a third-year player, and he's averaging over 26 points per game, having a great shooting year so far this season, especially from three. Yo, he's shooting over 55% from three, and yet he still gets overlooked. I mean, Andrew Wiggins is doing crazy things, and he's going to be an amazing player. I can guarantee you he's going to average over 30 points per game at some point in his career. And yet people don't even talk about him when it comes to the future of the league as much. I feel on this list he does have the best chance to make an All-Star team, but at the same time I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. You have someone like Gordon Hayward, who has been snubbed for many years, and this year he's having a pretty good year. He had an off game last night, which every player does, but since coming back from that broken finger, he's been having a really good year. He's averaging, I think, like 24 points, 7 rebounds, and like 4 assists. Pretty good numbers. You know, not many players in the league are averaging those type of numbers right now, and yet Gordon Hayward is probably not even going to get any votes, even though it's not the votes that matter. For Gordon Hayward and anyone in the West, there's just so much talent in the West, actually. That's where it's gonna suck for Gordon Hayward, who was someone who was easily just as good, if not better, than the players being selected to the All-Star game. When it comes to voting, just look at some of the players who got more votes than any of these players last year. I've seen names like Andre Iguodala, Tony Parker, Rajon Rondo, Manu Ginobili, Harrison Barnes, Zaza Pachulia. Yo, those players got votes. No disrespect to any of those players. Well, maybe a little towards Zaza Pachulia. He shouldn't be up there. No disrespect to any of those players. Yo, Tony Parker was not an All-Star caliber player last year. Manu Ginobili was not an All-Star caliber player last year. Harrison Barnes was not an All-Star caliber player last year. He's having a good year this year. I still want to put him on this list because I don't think he deserves to be an All-Star yet. Andre Iguodala was not an All-Star caliber player last year, but yet they got more votes. They get more recognition than any of these players because of their names alone. Because of their names and the teams that they play for. CJ McCollum is a great player, and he's kind of being hidden in Damian Lillard's shadow. Not saying that he is like better than Damian Lillard, or Damian Lillard is overshadowing CJ McCollum, because of course Damian Lillard is better than CJ McCollum, but CJ McCollum is an All-Star caliber player as well. For him, there's just, especially in the backcourt in the West, there's just so much talent. There's just so many talented guards in the West that it's virtually impossible for CJ McCollum to make the All-Star team unless he goes on like a 5-game streak of scoring like 50 points. He's definitely the one out of the 4 who will most likely will 100% not make the team. I want to see one of these other 3 players get in this year, and I know it won't be done through fan voting, so they're not going to be the starters. So if you're a coach, somehow I would love to see one of these 3 players make the team. Andrew Wiggins does have the best chance. I know he'll be an all-star at some point in his career, so I really want to see Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker make the team, because they get snubbed the most. Yo, they get snubbed the freaking most, and it sucks for those 2 players. To go out there every night, be one of the best players on the court, one of the best players in the league, and basically get no recognition for it. And I guarantee you they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder after the All-Star game if they do not get selected. That's about it. Those are the players that I strongly feel aren't going to make the All-Star team or are going to get snubbed. Let me know what you guys think of this down in the comment section below. As always, like this video if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. And I'm sorry about my voice, guys. I lost my voice the past couple of days. That's why I hadn't been uploading. As you can probably hear from this video, my voice still isn't 100%, but I just couldn't not make a video anymore. It was really hard to the last couple days, but I just literally couldn't. I tried, but my voice would just go out like 3 minutes through recording, and it's still going out now. Hopefully it's a little bit better for tomorrow. And you guys already know that's when I'll see you next. So until then, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!